Yo, what's up everybody, it's your boy Anubis here with a brand new video for you guys. Say welcome to my channel as we have our Baldur's Gate 3 review ready to go for you guys. And before we get into the review, I want to say this will be a spoiler for review. Don't be any important cutscenes, any important fight scenes. There's going to just be like side quests and things like that for gameplay, so you guys who want to see the game or hear about the game don't have to worry about being spoiled on anything story related, anything, character plot device involved, or anything character development wise. Just no spoilers. That's basically what I want to say. No spoilers. We had a let's play, so if you do want to see spoilers, if you want to see the game in full, whatever action that you want to see it is, there's a let's play, there's a playlist for let's play. All at the end of this video, you'll see like a little box that's just bloop, 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 and it just be like most recent video or reviews, and then let's play playlist, whichever you want to see. So let's get into today's review. We're going to put Baldur's Gate 3 on the scales of judgment. Let's get Baldur's Gate 3 is one of the most hyped up, anticipated games of the last few years. In more ways than one, sharing similarities with Elden Ring. Both made developers from other studios very opinionated. Both were hyped to games of the year expectants. Both imperfectly perfect video games. Baldur's Gate 3's hype didn't just start with some trailers, but with its early access. For 3 years, anyone who owned a PC and had interest could play the first act of the game, and you're paying full price. And when the game fully released, you had the game. There was no extra charge when the full game released. You were buying the full game, but you were just playing the first act and only the first act. And basically, just being like a beta tester for Larian Studios for 3 years. The game had been in development for almost 10 years and being highly anticipated since the release of BioWare's Baldur's Gate games in the 90s, as well as the following, side games like Icewind Dale and Dark Alliance. And when I say BioWare, yes, that BioWare, we'll be returning to talk about them later in this video. There is a reality of Baldur's Gate 3 that needs to be spoken of, and it's one that not everyone will mention. This is, after all, the new frontrunner for Game of the Year. So any potential negative comment we taken like you're called, somebody's mama to $2 hoe. The fact of the matter is, not every game is for everyone, and that's okay. So for starters in this review, I want to mention why you might not even be interested in Baldur's Gate 3 to begin with. So if you're someone who is on the outside looking in, never played Baldur's Gate game before, not really into RPGs, you want to know what's with the hype, should you try it out just to try it out? I'm gonna tell you right now, here's like 3 things that I'll say are like key things that if this does not interest you, don't even bother buying the game. Number 1, Baldur's Gate 3 is a turn-based CRPG. If turn-based games aren't your thing, you might not like Baldur's Gate 3. Number 2, a huge portion of every decision you make in this game comes down to the roll of the dice. Meaning, you'll be praying to RNGesus or save scumming a lot. And if that's something that you don't want to do, Baldur's Gate 3 isn't for you. If you're going to be someone who's going to complain that your companion died because you rolled, you had to roll a 25 and you rolled a freaking 9, that's what this game is. This is a game where a lot of the important decisions will come down to you rolling some dice. Number 3, and the last one, and this will be, if you are simply not interested in strategic RPGs, this game is not for you. This is a very story-heavy game. A lot of dialogue, a lot of cutscenes, a lot of reading. This is not some action heavy, in terms of like, think of like the Assassin's Creed games or God of War, things like that. No, this is like Dragon Age Origins, Inquisition, Mass Effect 1, and it's like, this is what you're getting into. You're getting into Oblivion, Morrowind, that kind of situation because those kind of games. If those games do not interest you, Baldur's Gate 3 likely will not interest you. With all that said though, Baldur's Gate 3 is, as of right now, the best game of 2023 in my opinion. I say as of right now because there are still games coming out. Baldur's Gate 3 isn't just like the best game of the year, it's a generational video game. As in, much like Elden Ring, Witcher 3, Skyrim, Mass Effect, Last of Us, and a select few others, it's a game that we talked about and played for years to come. It's one of the best games, period. But the thumbnail isn't clickbait. This game does have flaws that make it imperfect no matter how good it is. We'll talk about that later. First, let's talk about the game itself a bit more. In Baldur's Gate 3, you and a group of other unlucky degenerates have lifted tadpoles in your head. These tadpoles can turn you into mind flayers if not dealt with. So your journey is you and the misfits trying to find ways to get the tadpoles out of your head while also helping out innocents along the way. Evidently, this turns into you and your crew needing to save the world. And by doing so, things can go good or very, very bad for you and your companions. This story isn't like Mass Effect or Dragon Age 2 where there's color responses so you know what the good choices are. This game almost Every choice has a consequence. Even the morally good choices have potential negative outcomes. Again, going back to this before about you might not like this game. You will make good choices in this game that still have a negative outcome because this game isn't trying to hold your hand. Again, reference Witcher 3. Those games are not going to hold your hand. You're not going to know this is going to be the perfect freaking choice that you make. You can make a choice and it might seem like it's a good choice for you to make, but it could have a potential bad outcome. You make another choice that also have a bad outcome. Every choice in the game can have a negative outcome, can have some kind of consequence, regardless of what kind of morality you're trying to go for. Which again reminds me of The Witcher, which doesn't give you any idea of what the right choice is to make. You have to make choices based on what you think, not what is good or bad. Your companions can die. NPCs you get attached to can die. And if you aren't being careful, paying attention, putting in real effort, this game will be extremely difficult for you, even on the easiest setting. Baldur's Gate 3 story is amazing. There are moments where the writing is annoying, but it's obvious those moments are there to frustrate the player intentionally. You know, it's intentional frustration in this game. That's very present. A lot of modern campaign games, story games are trying to have intentional frustration for the player, and it comes off as like bad writing. It's not when it's not. It's just them intentionally trying to make the plot in a way where you are going to get frustrated and there is no perfect outcome. And I feel like that's a very present in this game. There are no perfect outcomes no matter what. Again, every action has a consequence. The voice acting is top tier. Some of the best voice acting in any video game. Some of the best acting I've seen in any video game. Not just voice acting, just period acting. Across the board, everyone hit out the park. The animations are phenomenal and does a very good job at selling the great voice acting. The atmosphere is one of the best in any video game and gaming period. The graphics are really good. They aren't like as realistic as some of you will want. You're probably like, oh, this game doesn't look like a photorealistic video game. It doesn't have to. Not every game has to be photorealistic. It's good for the game to have an identity. When it comes to the identity that this game has, the visuals knock it out of the park. The graphics are so good when it comes to what they want here. When it comes to the facial movements, when it comes to the details of the world building and the details of the mountains, the grass, the pores on skin and things like that. All of that is here, and all of that is a very next gen feel when it comes to how detailed the graphics are in this game, not necessarily how realistic they are. But again, this game though, as a masterpiece, is imperfect. Baldur's Gate 3 has a number of bugs that can be frustrating. Some bugs, especially in Act 3, which is known to be where majority of the bugs and polish issues are located. There are quest breaking bugs in Act 3, meaning you won't be able to do some quests if one of the bugs happen to you. For example, there is a quest to rescue Gondorians from the Iron Prison, Iron Throne, as it's called in the game. This quest can bug where even after you release them from their holding cells, they will not move. They're supposed to run to a submersible to get out. They will just not go at all. They'll just stand around and you can't save them at all. Make it to where, you know, that's a quest that you can't necessarily finish in the full capacity that the game wants you to. There's a bug where an enemy turned ally is supposed to be in the Underdark and you are to bring him a quest item. You do everything as the quest says for the NPCs to never appear in that particular spot, you know, locking you out of being able to do that portion of the quest. So again, there's game-breaking bugs in Act 3. So with those issues, that makes, you know, this game imperfect. It excels at pretty much everything. It's amazing at pretty much everything. It does have some bugs that can make you turn away though. You know, had I not been doing a Let's Play, I would have stopped playing this game until the patch came out for those broken quests that I mentioned, because I had those broken quests. And I thought about like I should just stop playing the game until they patch it, but I was like, no, I'm doing a Let's Play. I need to finish this Let's Play, get the review out, so I'll just ignore those quests. You know, which again, shameless plug, you can see exactly how I react, feel by watching those Let's Plays, and any annoying moments that happens to me in those games are captured for you, you know, essentially live. So briefly and quickly, I do want to talk about Baldur's Gate 3's character creator. Baldur's Gate 3's character creator is not like, you know, as extensive as say like Elden Rings or, you know, Black Desert Online or, you know, Dragon Age Inquisition. But considering, you know, how many races there are, how many subraces there are, how many classes and how many subclasses, it's actually understandable for why there isn't, you know, so many sliders. You know, that's what this game is. So some people will tell you that the game just lacks a bunch of sliders. Like there's no booby sliders, there's no sliders for like, you know, changing too much about your faces. There's just like a number of presets per race. I mean, you can think about that. You think about how much it goes into having like a game that has so much things. When you have 11 races and 31 sub races, in all of those, in each of those races, all 11 of those races all have a number of presets that you customize. You know, then it's understandable for why there isn't like so many sliders to like change things up. I have 8 characters at the time of recording this video, and none of them look alike, so it's not like, you know, there's not enough here for character creation to where you wouldn't be able to make your character look unique to you, unique to how you want to design them and things like that. I have seen people complain about the game's character creator, say that it's not good, it could have been better for RPG. And I think they're I don't know what they're looking for. I feel like some people, like I said, they play Black Desert Online, they see all these different sliders and they want that in all their games, but it's like, it's not actually that common for you know, massive RPGs to have like an insane amount of sliders. Think about like Mass Effect. It's not a lot of sliders at Mass Effect. Same thing comes like the Dragon Age games. Like it's all based on what's there. Like, is there enough there to warrant there just being like 4 or 5 presets, and there's like 6 presets per class. It's about 5 or 6 presets per class. You take that preset, you customize it with makeup and hair and all these other things, and you know, there's 2 body sizes that are short and tall. You change up like some small things, like, you know, your private area and things like that. Like I said, as someone who loves character creators, who will literally turn the game off if a character is bad, this game does not have a bad character creator. Like, there's games out there that do have really bad character creators, like New World and Destiny, to name like some of the big ones. There's some smaller games out there too who have bad character creators, like Generation Zero and Exo Primal. Like, there's games out there that do have pretty bad character creators. This is pretty good, and also again, it's pretty expansive in the way that there's, again, 11 classes, all with like 5 to 6 different presets that you select between to customize. And then you know, you have the fact that there's also 12 classes and 46 they call them subclasses, and you can also multi-class in this game as well. Those aren't necessarily thinking about character creator, but I do want to mention those within talking about character creation. I have fun making my character. I think some people don't notice that you can actually customize your character more than when you're doing a site, because you look at the game's character creator menu, it doesn't have, you know, to customize your character like blatantly in your face. It kind of gives you like a stock character, and then, you know, you have to like notice the bottom of your screen, edit appearance, and that's where you go and customize your character deeper and more so in. Then you have like the origins, where it's like you can have your character have the same origins as like these as the origin characters like Shadowheart and Gale and whatnot. And the most popular one right now is the Dark Urge, who has like his own unique story and feed experience, which I'd recommend if you're someone who wants to experience, you know, a more unique play of the Baldur's Gate 3. You should have a Dark Urge Dragonborn character at some point. It doesn't have to be a main character, but at some point do a Dark Urge character. But I don't want to spend too much time on character creator. People get mad at me when I spend too much time on character creator. I like it. It's pretty solid. That's one who spends a lot of time making characters. Like, I'll spend 30 minutes making one character. Even in this game, I spend like 20 minutes per character making my character, and again, I have 8 characters. Overall, this game is, as I described it in the thumbnail, it is an imperfect masterpiece. It is, as I described at the beginning of this review, it is imperfectly perfect. It has bugs. It has no issues. Yes, you will hear a lot of people talk about how this is a complete gaming experience and it released without needing a day 1 patch, things like that. But it does have its issues. You know, there are stutters that happen in the game. There are moments where, you know, your character, the map can like glitch out and things like that. There's a moment in the Let's Play where I'm trying to fight this guy called Merkel, and there's like just some kind of like weird bug happening when it comes to like the way the map layout looks. It's just there. Like I said, there's issues in this game. It is imperfectly perfect. It is an imperfect masterpiece. But at the same time, it is a game that I'll be playing on repeat, much like how I replayed Mass Effect, Skyrim, and Dragon Age, which, if there is one game Baldur's Gate 3 reminds me of, is Dragon Age Origins. I feel like I was playing Dragon Age Origins for the first time again. It was an amazing feeling, and when I beat the game, I kind of got choked up during the Let's Play because of how much I loved the experience. DAO is one of my favorite games of all time, so being compared to it is huge, and it gave me that feeling that I was playing the first Dragon Age game for the first time again. You know, and there's that saying in video games that you will never be able to experience, you know, playing a game for the first time. That felt like playing Dragon Age for the first time again. So my score for Baldur's Gate 3 is a 9.5 out of 10. That 0.5 is for the broken quest that I dealt with. have those quests not been broken, will be a 10 out of 10 game in my opinion. It is an amazing experience. It's just as good as Elden Ring, and it's just as good as the Mass Effect games, the Dragon Age games. It's just as good as Elder Scrolls in my opinion. Again, this is my review, so it's my opinion. This is potentially going to be my game of the year. There's still games come out like Starfield that we have to contend with, but it's just such an amazing game, such a beautiful game. Like, you understand when I say that, when I say it's a beautiful game, like just experiencing the world feels so special. Experiencing the characters feels very special and unique. Experiencing the world is special and unique. This is an astonishing game. It is deserving of a lot of the hype that it gets. People should acknowledge that it does have its issues, but it's definitely a wonderful piece of art. And that's what I'll say about Baldur's Gate 3. So with all of that said, that's it for my review of Baldur's Gate 3. I hope you all enjoyed. Do all the things the algorithm likes, and I'll catch you guys on my live stream or the next YouTube video. Links to all my channels and my Twitch stream in the box below. Every Thursday through Sunday. That's me by new streaming schedule. Before it was Monday through Thursday, but change the schedule up a little bit. So I'll catch you guys when I catch you guys. Y'all stay safe. Y'all be kind to one another. Hope you all feel good both mentally and physically. And happy your boy, Newest the Gamer Archer. We're always in a constant state of practice, as that comment always goes. Shout out to the person who says that. I forgot who it was. Apologies. But yeah, I'll catch you guys for the next one. I'm out of here. Deuces.